In this class we are going to understand about array of objects. So we cannot create array of objects directly, okay, but instead we create an array of reference variables, okay, and for each reference element we are going to create an object, okay. So let us understand how it can be done. So let us create a first of all we understand the syntax. Class name, and you have to give the array name, and array can be indicated by using what? Square brackets. So after this particular reference variable you have to use what? The square brackets is equal to new of class name of, see again you have to use square brackets, and where we have to give the size of the array, okay, right. Or you can also give like this: class name, okay, array object name, okay, array name, then you can write here array name is equal to new of class name of size. So either you can write in 2 lines, or you can write in what? A single line based upon your requirements, okay. So let us understand how it can be done. Now I have written already a program over here. This program I am going to explain, okay. Let me first of all explain here, okay. So this is a program that I have copied already, sorry, okay. This is, so I am taking a class called as what? Employee. This employee class contains ename variable, employee number, and salary. And I am adding here all setter getter methods, okay. Setter getter methods I have added, assume that, okay. Let me say that all setter getter methods I have added by using what? How can I add, please? How can I add? Yes, Alt Shift S, and say what? Generate setter and getter methods, and you select all and you say what? Generate, finished, completed. So see here all setter getter methods are created, okay. Then now I want to create what? Array of objects. So let me write the code here, okay. You understand when I write the code only, okay, right. So therefore I create an object to this particular class, not an object but what? Array of objects. Therefore I create what? And I create an array. See, employee, okay, EOB reference variable is equal to, okay. Then I can say that what? Employee of, let me say that employee of 2, let me say that 2 reference elements, not more than that, okay. Employee, okay, employee, sorry, the new keyword we have missed, new of employee of 2. What happens then? What happens here? Let us understand, okay. On the board I am going to give the diagram for this particular thing. So when we write like this, what happens here, okay? What happens when you write like this, okay? So EOB is a reference variable created, please remember. And to this EOB reference variable, how many elements of memory allotted, please? See here, to this EOB reference variable, okay, 2 elements of employee class is allotted to this EOB, okay. So therefore 2 elements is creating 0 index, 1 index, okay. Assume this address of this array is 101, okay. That 101 is assigned to the EOB, which is pointing to this one, okay. So now EOB is allotted with how many elements of how many elements here? How many reference elements? 2 reference elements it is allotted here, 2 reference elements of employee class. And initially remember, initially it is stored with what? Null, okay. Initially it's stored with what? Null, okay. So let us understand, please. I change the color, right? Okay. Now to this particular, see, these reference elements are basically null. Now you have to, okay, now you have to allocate the memory for this reference variable as well as this reference element. So to each element of the array we have to create the object. How? See, EOB of 0 is equal to new of employee. So this is what? One object I am creating. So how can you identify an object? Means, see, this employee parenthesis, this parenthesis indicates it is an object, okay. So one employee object is created and assigns to EOB of 0 element. So one employee object is created. This is the employee object, okay. What does this employee object contains? It contains the instance variables present in the class, like what? Ename, EMP number, and salary. Therefore it contains ename, it contains EMP number, and what? Salary. Is it okay? Right. Similarly I create one more object for EOB of 1 element. So therefore I am going to create one more element over here. You can understand here, EOB of 1 is equal to new of employee. Therefore sorry, I mean to say that here this one object is created. That object is assigned to whom now? EOB of 0. Assume this object address is 202. So therefore this 202 address of this employee object assigned to EOB of 1. So EOB of 1 EOB of 0 is assigned with what? This 202 pointing to this particular object. Okay. Similarly, now another employee object is created and assigns to EOB of 1. So let us say that one more object created like this. This is what again contains ename, EMP number and salary. Okay, and whose address of the object, assume that 303. Okay, that 303 is assigned to this object address assigned to, okay, EOB of 1. So EOB of 1 index is assigned with what? This is 303 pointing to this particular object. Okay, now this is what we called as array. Actually this is what? An array. Okay, right. And this is what, to each reference element this object is created and assigned. Okay, now let us say that how to set the values to this particular object and how to print the values of this particular object. Okay, so EOB dot, I say that EOB of 0 dot set ename. Okay, ename, let me say that A. Okay, then I say that EOB of 0 dot set EMP number. Okay, that is what? 1. Okay, then EOB of 0 dot set salary, that is 100 rupees. Is it okay? 100 rupees is okay. So this is what happens with it. Similarly, I set the values for EOB of 1 dot set ename, that is what? B, and EOB of 1 dot set EMP number 2, and EOB of 1 dot set salary is equal to 200. Okay, this is what I have applied. So therefore now this setter method is going to set the values to EOB of 0 object. So 0 object means what? EOB of 0 object, this one. So stored with what? A, 1 and what? 100. Okay, this is similarly, this is set with what? B and 2, and it is what? 200. Okay, this is what happens with it. So the setter methods, you know this particular setter methods, please. Okay, fine, clearly, right? So let us say that after setting, now I want to print that particular values, and you print always by using what? Getter methods. Okay, getter methods you can use. So I can use a for loop also. Okay, for loop for, okay, for loop integer I. Okay, I is equal to 0, I is less than, okay, EOB dot length means number of elements present in the array, then I plus plus. Okay, so now how can I print on the monitor now? Sys out, please let me sys out, what I can say, please? Ename is equal to, okay, ename is equal to, okay, ename is equal to, what is the ename values? Ename values EOB of I dot get name. I am going to say that get ename, get ename, that's it. Similarly, I am going to say that name, okay, EMP number is equal to plus, I can say that EOB of I dot, okay, get EMP number, okay, plus I can also write here salary is equal to plus EOB of I dot get salary. Okay, now this is what happens with it. Fine. Okay, just this is how you are printing. Okay, so we are printing this array. So when I is equal to 0, please, when I is equal to 0, then EOB of 0 dot get name, it is going to get what? A. Then EOB of 0 dot get EMP number, nothing but 1 it is going to return. Then EOB of 0 dot get salary means 100 it is going to return from this particular object. So this EOB of 0 element object details it is going to print. Okay, and end of the for loop, and I plus plus, when I becomes 1, okay, 1 is less than the length, yes, true, enters here. When I is 1, EOB of 1 dot get name, that is B, EOB of 1 dot get EMP number, that is nothing but 2, and EOB of 1 dot get salary, nothing but 200 that you are going to get, means this particular EOB of 1 object, this object details it is going to print. So like this we can use the for loop also. Okay, right? So when I run the program, you see that the same output you are going to get. See, the output you are getting is like this. Is it okay? Right? Now what I say here is, so sir, if there are suppose 20 elements, sir, so you will write like this 20 times. 20 times you will not allocate the memory. Okay, so instead of writing this particular thing, you can also use for loop. Okay, for loop to allocate the memory for each element of the array. So for integer I is equal to 0, then I is less than eob dot length. Length will give the number of elements present in the array. So how many elements are there? 2. So the number of elements it will return as what? 2. Then I plus plus. Okay, I plus plus. This is the I plus plus. Now I am going to write here eob of ith element. Okay, when I is equal to 0, 0 element. When I is equal to 1, 1 element. New of employee. So like this we can use. Okay, employee. This is what I can. Sorry. This is what happens with it. Is it okay? Right? So this is how the memory can be allotted. The output will be very same. There is no difference. Okay. So this is how can we write. Suppose, let us say, suppose now I want to calculate the sum of the salaries of all employees. So sum I would like to calculate. 1000 plus 2000 is equal to what? 3000. I would like, sorry, 100 plus 200 is equal to what? 300 I would like to calculate. This is nothing but total salaries. Total, okay, salaries I want to calculate. How can you do that? How can you do that? So this is the actual for loop which is printing the okay, employee detail. See, name, employee number, salary, name, employee number, salary. So this salary I am going to submit. Okay, how? Let me write the variable. So double total salaries, okay, is equal to 0.0. Okay, 0 point is equal to 0.0. Now what I do here, it is in after this statement I am going to write to this total salaries. I am going to add here total salaries plus is equal to, means total salaries is equal to total salaries plus. I am using compound assignment operator. This is already explained in the okay operators concept, please. Okay, now how to get the salary of these objects? How to get the salary of this particular objects? Okay, so get the salary, add to the total salaries. Get the salary and add to the total salaries. So to get the total salaries, what you can write? EOB of ith element dot get salary. So how to get the salary? Get method we can use. So getter method. So whatever the salary present in that particular object, that will be added to the total salaries. Now here I am going to say that sys out. Okay, sys out. Sorry, sys out. So I can write here something called as one line I would like to draw here. So if you want to draw a line, so you can use a repeat method on a string. Repeat dot repeat for some 30 times. Means it is going to repeat this particular hyphen for 30 times. As a result you will get a line. Okay, how? Let us say that run the program. This is what how you get the line. Got it? Fine. So right now after this line I am going to print on the monitor, that is total salaries is equal to plus total salaries. Okay, this total salaries I am printing. Okay, so this is what happens. It is, this is total salaries is equal to 300. Got it? So like this we can use an array of objects in Java. Okay, fine. Okay, so you can also take this particular yeah, here I written the program. This is a program you can take here, please. This is the same program that I wrote. Okay, right, fine. Now yes, now already I have explained one more concept here, that is a for each loop. Okay, for each loop, this is what you are now working with, what for loop. Okay, that is also I would like to display make you understand. So using for loop we have written this one, for loop. Okay, using for loop, but now I would like to explain by using for each loop. Okay, for each loop, how can we work with for each loop? Okay, because with arrays we can work with what? For each loop. Okay, that also I'll explain here for okay, right, for loop. Okay, so what we do is, see which array objects you want to print. This EOB array. This EOB array belongs to which class? Employee. Therefore for each employee, okay, let me say that employee class E colon EOB. Then I can print here sys out. Okay, I can write the same place. Okay, I can write the same system.out.print, but here not this is just E. I am going to write here shortcut because the object name is changed here. Let's say that. Okay, right. Okay, so this is what using for each loop. This is what using for each loop. Okay, for each loop, right? What happens first of all? what happens, let me make you understand here please, how it is going to work means. Okay, next, this is the program, right? Let me how it is going to work. Now this is what you have to understand, please. Let me make you understand. So what happens please, from this EOB first object, what is the EOB first element is this 202. This 202 object will be assigned to E, and comes over here and is going to print E object name, employee number, E object name, employee number, and salary. Okay, end of the for loop. Once it is end of the for loop, what happens again, the another object present in the array. What's another object present in the array? 303. This another object, this 303 object will be assigned to E, and now it is going to print that E object details, that is name, employee number, okay, salary. It is going to print like this. One object after the other from this E array, EOB array, will be assigned to the E and prints that particular name, employee number, and salary. So like this we can also work with what? We can work with what? Okay, for each loop. Okay, for each loop. If you want to get the total salaries, please you can also write the total salaries. Here I can write the total salaries, but how you are going to write please? Here E dot get salary. So E dot get salary I am going to write it. Okay, save it. Now I run the program. Same output, there is no difference. Okay, so you can use normal for loop or you can use for each loop, okay, to work with the array of objects. Is it okay? Right? Okay, so this is what the program, the syntax, and already I have given, right? This is what happens with it. Okay, so